moe anime, blobs, chibis, 4 comas, stupid lollies, cute girls singing the goddamn OP themselves because they don't need a man to tell them what to do. A style, a genre if you will, that ruled the late 2000s and early 2010s. I'm talking K-On!, I'm talking Lucky Star, I'm talking Yuru Yuri. These are anime that any finely tuned intellectual watching this channel should know I love and I will be taking to the grave with me, alongside many other anime that fall under this moe lolly cute girls doing cute things umbrella. Some are wholesome, some are lewd. It's a vastly interesting genre of anime that I pride myself in being an enjoyer of. And you might be thinking to yourself, Jesus Christ, Eden, why is this video so long? Well, I hate to break it to you, but to fully encompass my thoughts on this beautiful, beautiful genre, I'll need you to sit down, shut the fuck up, and get ready. You might be thinking to yourself, what the hell are any of these anime on the screen? I don't care. Here's the thing, you do care, you just don't know it yet. So one of the main things I want to achieve in this video is to disassemble a lot of preconceived notions people have about the genre. You guys have almost certainly seen the memes about slice of life anime and how they don't contain any actual plot points. These are funny, and I make the same jokes in a self-depreciative fashion all the fucking time, but I do think it's important to portray things accurately every once in a while too, because when I compare all the character development, interactions, problems, and overcomings, more often than not, I see a lot more substance in slice of life series opposed to the action shown in fantasy bubble. Not to shit on action series, but I've noticed these moe anime have the ability to say a lot more and say it a lot quicker and conciser. And I'd like to provide an example from a fairly mediocre series that contains one of my all-time favorite individual episodes of anime. Hitori Bocchi is an anime that came out in 2019 and basically flew under every man, woman, and child's radar except for a few wahaha enthusiasts. And I don't blame anyone, it's a pretty standard 7 out of 10. Has a few unique cute quirks that I haven't seen in any other anime, like the characters literally jumping out of the manga panels in the ending song once they're introduced in the anime, or the sweet, sweet Bossa Nova OST that's on YouTube and you should listen to right now. Aside from all that greatness lies a pretty simple anime with the holy grail that is episode 5. Episode 5 of the anime basically follows the iconic cute girl Honsho Aru and her desperate attempts to be perceived as perfect while being a horribly misfortunate girl, accidentally bringing her elementary school backpack to school and then the next day coming in the full elementary drip. She's one of the most self-conscious characters I've ever seen, and over the course of the episode, it's basically just a downward spiral of embarrassment after embarrassment. And while she continues to inner monologue about aiming to be perceived as perfect and dependable, something as simple as this changes everything.
好きにすればいいけどさ。でも別に完璧じゃなくてもいいと思うぞ。むしろぼっちは残念なあるの方が好きかもな。私も嫌いじゃないし。の、なこちゃん、あるちゃん。行くぞ。
It really entertains the idea that things being short, simple, and sweet can be way more memorable than a crazy long character arc over seasons and seasons. Not to constantly harp on longer shows, I love those too, but the fact that I can put on just one episode and it feels like more than enough is great. Especially because I rarely am the type of person to binge literally anything. I'm always watching only 1 or 2 episodes of anime every other day. So, as you can imagine, anime like Hitori Bocchi that really don't waste my time and have one episode tell a fulfilling story are just going to end up being the ones I feel motivated to watch. One episode of Hitori Bocchi tells a full character arc, while a single episode of Jujutsu Kaisen has a couple well-animated fights and some minor character development. If I only watch one episode every few days, the former is just gonna leave me with way more enjoyment. So, while the grocery store meme is fun, I do genuinely think that in a pure minute per substance ratio, more often than not, I feel like I'm gonna get more out of some of these moe series than most other anime. Not that I'm some fucking loser who actually watches anime for the plot, or substance, or any weird word like that. That could never be me. Especially because I haven't even begun talking about one of the least substantive series I have ever watched that is still extremely fucking entertaining. Yuru Yuri. If you were to ask me what the most quintessential anime are that represent moe as a whole, I'd probably say K-On!, New Game, or Yuru Yuri. They all play to unique strengths and exist in separate areas on the low IQ spectrum, Yuru Yuri being an anime with no actual long course narrative intertwining between episodes. You could watch any episode of this anime in any order and find 110% enjoyment out of it. You may miss a small reference to previously said jokes, but even then it's really not that big of a deal. And as someone who is currently on season 3 of this anime, that right there's 40 episodes of this moe anime. Goodbye, long-running shonen. Say hello to long-running moe. But as someone who is currently on season 3 of this anime, I have got to say, while not the flat-out funniest series I have ever seen, there has not been a single episode that has gone by without me audibly laughing or holding a super wide grin. It's probably the most consistent in terms of comedy, writing, characters, and pure production value from any anime I have seen in this genre. Even K-On! Had the shitty fucking sweat episode.
今日も暑いですね。暑い。確かに暑いよな。今日は特に暑いな。暑い暑い。暑い。こんな暑い。暑いのやだもん。暑い。
Yuru Yuri is interesting in that every episode is good. It does not get old, even while staying thematically barbaric. The comedy in this anime is just so consistent, and the characters are just so strong that even after watching 40 episodes, the unanimous response is more. With a lot of moe anime, there will be one character who is the best character, but somehow, Yuru Yuri has reinvented the formula because every character is the best character. There are a lot of characters with so many unique intertwining dynamics that if I were to explain them all, it would take at least 10 minutes. I don't know how they did it, they've got to be cheating or something. Highlighting some of my favorite characters, you've got Kyoko, the hyperactive idiot, basically like Ritsu from K-On!, but low-key better and funnier. The animation is always going out of its way to portray how hyperactive she is, always having her moving around and doing some funny dance or something. Then you've got Sakurako, the local fang wielder who basically has a gay relationship with this girl and is extremely jealous of her breasts. Extremely jealous. I love her character because not only is she annoying, but she's also genuinely good at nothing and actively slows down the productivity of those around her. Her stupidity is downright contagious. How could I not love her? And then you've got Akari, the main character that is so forgettable that even the anime plays into how forgettable she is, purposely removing her from episodes just to make her feel bad. Very meta, very terrifying. And trust me, I'm not the only one who feels this way. Most people absolutely love the characters. I want to smell their hair. Same. Which hair are we talking here? I want them to sit on my face. I want to sniff Akari's buns. Which buns are we talking here? But while this anime is simple in its thematic core, it can go pretty far in many other regards. Skipping over the multiple molestations that take place over all the seasons, there are a lot of episodes of Yuru Yuri that are genuinely crazy, but what is by far my favorite episode of the series is the episode where Akari gets stuck in a time paradox. Yeah, I know, this video just escalated pretty quickly. Akari gets stuck 1 year in the past, has a mental breakdown and goes a little crazy when she realizes the time machine is broken, has to avoid her real life self in order to stop a time paradox from occurring, while simultaneously stopping herself from giving an embarrassing introduction on her first day of school. Because if she's stuck in the past, she might as well use it as an opportunity. It's pretty fun, it's basically on the same level as Steins Gate if I do say so myself. A bunch of other crazy shit happens, then she realizes that the machine wasn't even broken, it was just out of batteries, and she finally time travels back to the correct world line, only to be met with what is one of the saddest, most wholesome, and funniest moments in anime I have ever seen.
あかり。
It's a little hard to contextualize how emotional this is if you haven't seen the series, but Akari is usually bullied and tossed aside and treated like some dumb broad. It's as if she's invisible throughout the entire series. Yet here we see actions that prove they don't treat her this way out of hate, but out of love. It shows how deep down, while the show does get a little off the walls, it is meant to be wholesome and still make you feel happy and fulfilled at the end of the day. It's got the power of friendship being expressed in quite frankly the weirdest way possible. You see, Yuru Yuri is an anime that rides the line of duality in ways I have rarely seen done. The only other example I can think of is Dragon Maid, but I do think Yuru Yuri does it better. There's ample degeneracy, but it's also really wholesome and sweet, and these characters really do care about each other. God, I just really love raunchy, stupid, cute girl anime. Don't you guys too? Ah, this shit is awesome. This anime is awesome. Anyways, there's a lot of absolutely horrendous, terrible, insultingly bad moe anime out there as well. So I thought it would only be fair if we talked about some of those too. Look, I like painting an accurate picture, so let's discuss some bad moe anime, also known as the majority of moe anime, because the majority of moe anime is bad moe anime. Blend S. Remember this series? Popular funny meme back in 2017? I remember thinking this anime was great when I watched it. I don't remember a single element of the plot only 3.5 years later. Who are any of these characters? There are a lot of forgettable moe anime out there. Take, for example, Ochokibore Fruit Tart. I hyped this anime up when it first came out. I never finished it. It got bad very quickly, and it was boring. But if I had to put the icing on the cake for uncreative yuck moe anime, well, that prestigious award would go to the one and only Hinako Note. Now, disclaimer, I have only seen one episode of Hinako Note. Who knows, it may have the world's fastest 180 and become a jaw-dropping masterpiece seconds into episode 2. But from what I have experienced, this anime's first episode is so insultingly terrible, I could write an entire college thesis explaining it. So here are some of the terrible sins that Hinako Note commits that are pretty emblematic of bad moe anime as a whole. Let's start with the OP, since it's the first thing you see when this anime starts. Mind you, this complaint is coming from someone who listens to moe anime OPs all the time. The sound of anime girls singing is constantly echoing through my house at all hours of the day. Yet this OP is one of the most annoying songs I have ever heard in my entire life. I would have been happier if they just replaced the entire song with a dog whistle or the sound of a fat woman farting. First of all, there are 6 people singing, none of which sound all that good, even with the obvious auto-tune and sound mixing. Obviously, there's ample chance this isn't their fault, but that doesn't really matter. The visuals are giving me a seizure in the worst way possible, so minutes into the first episode, I'm already gripping both my hands viciously, banging my desk. I am absolutely furious. The main character is an overly generic shy girl, which would be fine if there weren't other shy girls in the main cast, making literally every conversation awkward and slow as shit. Not to mention, the anime is constantly switching from a normal art style to chibi every other shot, with no actual reason as to why a lot of the time. It's not like it's for the butt of a joke or some punchline. They just keep randomly doing it, and it ruins any continuity that the episode may have. The anime is moving at a snail's pace. They're talking about nothing important, and somehow I am still confused because they keep switching back and forth. Stop, please stop. It's slow. All of the characters are uncharismatic. This is an anime that I can point to and say all it has going for it is the girls are cute. I'll probably still finish it eventually because the girls are cute. Have I mentioned how cute the girls are? Oh my god, look at Senzawa. Look, I have not seen most moe anime. I've mainly only seen the most popular and good ones, so my perspective is almost certainly skewed, but I imagine the majority of them feel like Hinako Note to people who don't know about the better anime in the genre. And speaking of better anime in the genre...
Oh shit. Here comes
New Game. New Game is a series that follows cute girls. Not only are they extremely attractive, Jesus Christ, why did you punish me by creating Hifumi Takimoto? I'll never experience true love because my expectations of women have been completely destroyed. Anyways, these girls are all extremely gay, working at a video game company. What makes this anime so exceptional, aside from the amazing character animation and character designs, is the fact that this moe anime actually has very interesting character arcs over the course of its episode count. Hifumi gets a really good character arc that tackles shyness and being introverted in one of the most realistic ways I've seen in anime. Definitely a lot better than the Bocchi. Aoba gets a lot of things, being the main character and all.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
But most interestingly gets development surrounding the idea of portraying jealousy as a positive emotion, which is something I have literally never seen done in fiction, yet it's in this seemingly shallow cute girl anime. Once again, reinforcing one of the biggest points of this entire video, showing that this cute girl moe shit can be plot driven and deep as fuck if you're watching the actually well-made series. And then you have my favorite character arc from Nenechi. She overcomes not having any goals, any passions, any skills, or really really any talents, kinda just shit at everything, but still becomes a junior programmer out of nothing but sheer work and effort. Definitely super motivating. New Game will always be my go-to moe anime recommendation because it doesn't need to bend the rules of moe anime to display deeper themes. It stays within the same box as series like Yuru Yuri and K-On! Look, there's 4 girls and they stay in this room almost the entire time. It just focuses so much more on these things people wouldn't normally expect from a series like this. However, if you're looking for something with cute girls that actually does go out of the box, may I introduce you to... Yeah, doesn't this look super cute? Pretend like you didn't see that. Girls Last Tour and Gakkou Gurashi are both series that follow cute girls pitted against post-apocalyptic situations. Both handle themes like nihilism. Wow, nihilism, that's a cool word you don't see every day. I especially like these 2 series in particular because they tackle heavy subjects in ways that don't really leave you depressed. They are sad series, but they're also incredibly hopeful and will make you a lot more motivated and inspired upon completion. Obviously, in addition to the amazing production in basically every regard, these are 2 of my all-time favorite anime, and I own both of them physically. If there's one anime in particular I'd want anyone watching this video to check out, it would be Gakkou Gurashi. I already made a video about these 2, so I don't want to go into detail, but they're fucking good. Watch them. And yeah, with that, I'm pretty sure I covered all my bases. I think I talked about every moe anime I wanted to talk about, so thanks for watching until the end. I know I don't really e-beg for Patreon and donations and stuff in videos, but in reality, this video is the epitome of what I want my content to be. I'd love to make more videos about this stuff and more longer videos in general with more out-of-the-box presentation. These stupid, irrelevant, and old moe anime are where my heart really lies, so the ability to talk about them more often without rendering me financially bankrupt would be amazing. And the only way to do that in any sustainable fashion is through you guys supporting me on Patreon. So if you made it to the end of the video and are thinking, damn, I wish Eden made more videos like this one, you can ensure that more videos like this one will come out by pledging to me on Patreon. Dear God, I would appreciate it so much. Anyways, thank you so much to Capitan, Bread and Butter, Everly2, Light Honey Girl, Airman Urbina, Edwin Chen, Ernesto Ailman, Rashapa, Kobe, Shitsubo, Stanley Mike, The White Rice, Too Rusty, Call, and all my other patrons on Patreon.com.